His name is George Hearst, and his son William Randolph Hearst built the Hearst Castle.
I was wondering if there's a connection.
There's a connection. His great-granddaughter's Patty Hearst, and this is where the Hearst family fortune started, was right here.
Wow.
What a lot of people don't realize is a lot of these old gas style chandeliers, some of them have a little hole and you grab it, you be able to extend the actual gas lamp down so you can light it. And you just shove it up to where your height was and put it back. So when you go into a lot of these old places, look for on the stand. Very knowledgeable on this mansion though, guys. So
You get a lot of orbs. Show it. People send you pictures.
full on apparitions too.
Yeah, I've got pictures, and Denver's got, we got all kinds of stuff.
And like I was showing them the EVP when I wasn't in the building. And there's another one where I wasn't in the building with there's a woman that died here who fell off the balcony.
Yeah.
She broke her neck on the actual stairwell, and she heard it with her own ears while she was here. But my recorder captured it when no one was in the building again, and I had what they call a motion sensor and a REM pod out. You'll hear the motion sensor click, like something walked by it, and then my REM pod goes off, and then you hear the disembodied scream of it all happening. And I'll play that for you too.
Oh yeah, it's really crazy. You okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Clyde?
This is a picture of our mansion, and it was built in 1859, so it's 168 years old. This room right here is the mining office for the Gould and Curry Mining Company. That mine used to sit just across the street, and it produced more than $60 million back in the 1800s.
It was across the street, huh?
It was across the street. The cement footings are still there, but everything else is gone. Now, the superintendent of the mine, this gorgeous room was his office, but he also got to live in the mansion. And all of our mansions were built for the superintendents to work out of and live in. And that's a great perk for the 1800s. This gentleman right here was our first superintendent. His name is George Hearst, and his son William Randolph Hearst built the Hearst Castle.
I was wondering if there's a connection.
There's a connection. His great-granddaughter's Patty Hearst, and this is where the Hearst family fortune started, was right here.
Wow.
George did very well, so he hired his own superintendent to run his business and keep his money flowing over to him in San Francisco. He went back to San Francisco, started the San Francisco Examiner newspaper and Hearst Publishing. So yeah, he did very well. Now, John Mackay, when he came to town, he did not start as a superintendent. He was flat broke and walked here from Downeyville, California in 1859. It's about a 2.5-hour drive, so it took him a little over a week. And he started at the very bottom as a pick and shovel man, working his way up, saving his money. And by 1871, he'd become partners with 3 other gentlemen. And they got a little business going called the Bonanza Firm. And by 1871, not much was being produced in the way of silver. So that's when Mr. Hearst sold the mansion and mine to John Mackay. And then Mackay and his partners started buying up the different mines in town. And in just 2 short years, 1873, they hit the biggest silver strike, world famous. No one's even come close to it. It was called the Big Bonanza. They pulled more than $100 million out of that mine in the first 3 years, which equivalates to trillions of dollars in our time. So John Mackay really would have been the Bill Gates of the 1800s, and him and his partners are forever known as the Silver Kings or Bonanza Kings of Virginia City. I love it. It's amazing. This cabinet right here was built right into the mansion in 1860. And the rocks on the top shelves are the original ore samples that they took out of the mine across the street. So when their investors came into this office, they could show them what they were investing in. And then all the glass and trinkets down below have been dug up off the property over the years. They did not have a garbage system, so their trash literally became our treasure. Now keep in mind, going through the mansion, all of our light fixtures are original. They were once gas and they were switched to electricity throughout the mansion in 1878. And the medallion on the ceiling is also original with the gold leaf paint. It's just beautiful. And then this picture is world famous. We've got young John Mackay here on the left. You're going to see him as he got a little bit older in the parlor. One of his partners was James Fair, and his family built the famous Fairmont Hotel in San Francisco. This lady's last name is Gillette, and her husband invented the Gillette razor. And then we have our ex-president and general, Ulysses Grant, right there. And this is Grant's wife and son. The Grants and the Mackays were great friends. Grant has actually stayed in this mansion and had dinner at our table downstairs. That's impressive. Yeah. Do you guys have any questions so far? You guys are taking it all in.
Yeah.
So this is where they did their mining work. Now we're going to go into the home. So this is our parlor. The carpeting on that side of the room is original 1860. And the fireplace mantel is all hand carved. It was brought over from England. It's original 1860. The man that did this did 3 that we know are famous. One is here, one is in the White House, and one is in Thomas Jefferson's house in Monticello. And then we have an older picture of Mr. Mackay on the right side there, still looking pretty handsome. And a younger picture of his lovely wife, Marie Louise, here on the left. They were married in 1866, and they had 2 sons, William and Clarence. Their oldest boy, William, was killed in a steeplechase race in Paris when he was just 25 years old. Now, this is their youngest son, Clarence, on his wedding day. And as a wedding gift, John and Marie gave them 650 acres in Long Island, overlooking Hempstead Harbor. It's called Harbor Hill. And they built a palatial mansion on par with the Vanderbilts in Hearst. He would have been set for life. When John Mackay died in 1902, he was worth more than $30 million. But Clarence decided to invest in the stock market in the 20s, and the crash at 29 almost decimated him. Now, Clarence's kids are on this wall. So these are John Mackay's grandchildren. We have Catherine, John, and Ellen. Ellen is my favorite to talk about. She started running around with a Jewish song composer, upset her father tremendously because they were Irish Catholic. She got disinherited and disowned for eloping with one of our world's most famous composers, Mr. Irving Berlin, the man that wrote God Bless America, White Christmas, Putting on the Ritz, Blue Sky. She stayed married to him until 1988 when she passed away, and Irving died a year later at 101.
Wow.
I love that story. She did reconcile with her father, but that is her hat and gown as an adult, Ellen Mackay Berlin. Tiny little lady.
Yes.
Johnny Depp also slept here for 4 nights in 1995, making a movie called Dead Men. And I didn't work here then, or I would have chained him to the banister for me because he was my favorite. But he was awoken one of the nights by a little girl jumping on his bed. He woke up and she just disappeared. And he still speaks of that experience still to this day. So yeah, you guys can explore when you go upstairs. The first bedroom on the left is John Mackay's. Second on the left is Mrs. Mackay's. They did have separate rooms but adjoining doors. We have both of their children's rooms up there and the very first indoor bathroom in a home in Virginia City. It's extremely ornate. Take your time when you're done upstairs, no rush. You can go down to our dining room and see the actual table that Alexander Graham Bell, Mark Twain, and Ulysses Grant all had dinner at.
Wow.
And then from downstairs, there's a door. Take the brick path out to the picket fence, make a right. You'll be over by our gazebo. It's built over a 2,600-foot mine shaft. We do weddings, barbecues, birthday parties, family reunions. We rent the mansion for paranormal investigations. It's a lot of fun. We have 100-mile canyon views, so take your time. And you guys have any questions so far? You
No.
all right?
No.
If you do, don't be shy. Come see me. You guys can go out that way when you're done, or you can come back in, whatever you like.
Okay.
We just like people to get the full experience. These 2 pieces of furniture, I saw you looking, were done in honor of Grant's presidential election by Mrs. Mackay. The current owners have had them redone one time since, but exactly the way she had them done. So
Amazing.
It's just beautiful. So
Yeah.
do take your time and enjoy it. I want to thank you guys for coming in. We are the only mansion still open for tours in Virginia City, and the owners live here. The only part that you don't get to see is the kitchen and servants' quarters. It's kind of under the office area there. When you're looking in the dining room, you'll see a door off to the left. That is their private area. I've never even seen it. They have a private entrance. They don't use these floors. So
They do live here.
They do live here, but they're very quiet people. They kind of keep to themselves. They maintain the grounds. They do beautiful work and stuff.
Interesting.
But they let me volunteer here, and I absolutely love it. And it's just a blast. It's neat to be the only mansion still open up here.
Yeah.
So
That
it's
is very
really neat,
cool.
and it's an honor for me to share it with folks like yourselves.
Wow.
So thank you so much for
Thank
letting me
you.
do that. You guys have fun.
Thank you. This is the entrance here. Wow. Check out these stairs.
This was his room. The balcony. Oh, look at that glass. It's got rainbow crystals.
Really stale air in this place.
Yeah. Reminds me of my aunt's. Child's bedroom. Oh, there's the pull down thing he was talking about to lower the gas light. You okay?
Yeah.
creepy little girl picture. Frank.
Wow, this is really a cool bathroom. My goodness. A friend of mine had we redid his house, and he had, this was in the bathroom. The
Oh, the chain toilet? Oh
yeah.
my gosh, look at that toilet.
And he had a bathtub, and then above it, he had a pipe going up for a shower. Really cool.
This has got to be original wallpaper, huh?
Everything's original. Look at that metal tub.
Yeah.
Even had a fire in here. Warm the water. That's to warm the water, you know.
Yeah.
You guys been up there? The old Washoe Club, it's the old Millionaires Club. It's a pretty neat building to check out. It's a saloon. It's the oldest saloon in Virginia City. It's where the Ghost Adventures got their first full-bodied apparition. The history there is amazing. They do tours on the upper levels. It's crazy up there. You guys should check it out.